Hey everybody, I am Jeff David with the Leak Business Academy. We train people on how to find pool leaks, and we also teach people on how to start their own pool leak company. Today's lesson is going to be getting the leak inspection report and how to fill it out. This report is only available to our students, and there's a special code that you got to put in. So let's get on with the lesson. All right, so you go to www.leakbusinessacademy, look up at the header on the top, and just so you can see, we have some free tools for people. We have a free report, which is a smaller report system than the big inspection report. We have an evaporation calculator. You can calculate the evaporation. It's one of the best ones out there. We also have a pool leak calculator where this will actually measure whether a pool has a leak or not. And it's really great for homeowners to see if they have a leak and for professionals to show their customers whether their pool is leaking, not leaking, and having a third-party person show them with the data whether it is or it isn't. We also have a teleprompter app because some of you do your social media posts and you need something to read off of on a script. All right, moving right along on the inspection report. So our students can get into this report just by clicking on it. When you first click on it, a box is going to show up where you have to put your special code in. Once you put the code in, your browser remembers it and you don't have to put the code in anymore. That'll pull you up to this screen. The next screen you'll see will be this one if you've never opened it up before. This is where you set up your company. You can put in your logo. So let's see if we could change this logo. I got one saved over here. We're going to change the logo. This one's already pre-filled out with my other company's information. So you can fill it out with yours. I'm going to keep mine in there. I already have our two phone numbers already in there. We have our email in there. We have our website. If you have a license number, you can put your license number in and you put the name of the person who's doing a report. This also will save in your browser and it pops up right over here. Now, you just start filling things out. So we've got a drop down for when the report's going to be done. If you have a job number, you put in a job number. If you don't, you can leave it blank. Put in your customer's number, your customer's name, which is going to be here, Herman Munster. Put it in the address, 13 Lane. Let's get that correct. And he moved to Palm Beach, Florida. Palm Beach, Florida. Put in a zip. Put in your client's phone number. And if they have an email, put in their email, monster.yahoo.com. And then your referral source, whatever you want to stick in here. So let's say that Mr. Herman Munster got us off one of our Facebook ads. Scroll on down. This is where you put in your leaks and concerns. So a couple of ways you could do this. You could just put in just bullet points. Let's say, I don't know, leak at the skimmer, skimmer opening. And let's say there was a leak at the light conduit. And let's make another one up. Just making stuff up. Broken underground return pipe. You could do it like that, or you can write the whole thing out. And you click, and then you have your boxes. So when we teach in our classes how to do inspections, we have a certain order that we follow. So we always start at the exterior. So let's find a nice exterior picture. All right, that's a nice picture. All right, and then we're going to put in anything about it. You got a whole drop-down menu of different things you can choose. And if you can't find it there, you can always explain it in the notes down here. So you do here and you say see notes below. Or if it's something really long, you can refer it back up to the leaks and concerns where you put the bullet points. But here we're going to put nothing. And I'm going to be making this up as I go so we can get through the form. Next we're going to check the pump and the equipment. So there's the pump and equipment. And let's see, we're going to put no leaks there. Skimmer. And here's a picture of the skimmer. And let's just make up that there was a leak at the skimmer opening. Go to the next page, starting down at the drain. Let's get a picture of the drain. So which picture you pick is all up to you. So if you're doing a report for a contractor that's going to renovate the pool, they're going to want to know what the inside of that drain looks like. So you have a picture of the drain opened up and they can look inside and they can see whether the hydrostatic plug is there because they may want to remove that when they empty the pool. They want to see if there's any damage down here. They want to see if it's plugged. They also want to see where the pipe is. Then you want to see how many layers there are. So this one has 2 layers. The original layer is down at the bottom, and then a second layer. So we're going to say that there was no leaks over there. Go down to the light. So let's find a picture of the light. It's any picture we want. There you go. It's a picture of the light. And we're just going to keep on going with, we'll say there's a leak. And interior outlets. So these are going to be your returns, your vacuums, your bench jets, your jets. So you just find one, put it in there. So I like to put, let's say that is the vacuum port and this cover was broke. I'll stick that picture in there so it's documented that that was broke and we didn't break it. And then we carry on. And then our grid search. That's where we're searching the walls, the tile line, the floor for any damage. So we'll get a picture of the inside of the pool. We'll just find one. And we'll put no leaks. Next, you got the piping section. So say we pressurize the pipe. We have a couple of different choices. So you're going to see high pressure, low pressure, static pressure. Static pressure is where you're just leaving the water that's in the pipe. Let's say you got about 3 returns. You plug up the returns. That water has some weight in it. And then you're going to open up one of them and do a dye test with the cones and the tube. That's your static test. You could also call that the dye test. The reason why we put static pressure test in there is because a lot of customers want to see pressure in the report, and there is pressure. Water weighs about 8.5 pounds a gallon. There's a couple of gallons of water in that pipe. That creates pressure. Back pressure wants to get out of the plug. There you go. You have your pressure. Electronics, if you use your hydrophone and went around and that's what you did. Camera, if you stuck a camera in the pipe. Visual observation is where you looked inside the pipe, either with a mirror or with a flashlight, and you actually saw the break right there. Trace gas, if you're using trace gas, and smoke, not many people use smoke. So we're going to say we did a high pressure. It's pass. And then we're going to select the next one we went to. Let's say we did a cleaner, did a high pressure, it passed. And then we did a pool drain, high pressure, it passed. And now we can add a couple more pipes that we did. So you just hit add, go over to, let's see, we did returns. And we did, let's say we did static pressure on that, and it passed. Over here, you can write any notes that you want to add. So let's say I had a fountain. We were unable to test the fountain because we could not install test plugs to test the pipe. All right, so now you covered yourself on that. Go to the next one. Next one is pictures of what you found. So we're going to make that up also. So we have a caption here. So let's just say this was a leak at the skimmer opening. And then you click on it. Picture will pop up. And then you look for the leak picture that you had in there. So I'm going to find one and make it up. We'll just pick that one. All right. Now, let's say you want to point to where the leak was. You hit sketch, pick your arrow, it defaults on red, and then you just point. So we're going to make something up and say, hey, it was leaking around this plug right over there. Let's say we want to make a circle around it and make it really thick. We can make it thick, and we like it green. So a circle right around it. And you want to write something. So let's go write a little caption. So wherever you put this cursor, that's where it's going to start typing. So you left click, it'll bring up the box, and you'll say leak at plug. Again, we're just making stuff up, and it'll pop right up. Now, let's say you didn't want that. Just hit the backspace. It'll disappear. You didn't want that. Hit the backspace. It'll disappear. Now, once you hit done, you can't make any more changes to it. Once you hit done, it burns the sketch into the picture. The only way you can make changes is you'll have to delete the picture and upload a new one. So let's put a couple more, just make up some pictures in here so I can show you how we can add more pictures to the report. So you'll see that there's four pictures on this page. All you need to do is add photo, and you can keep on adding photos. You can add a total of 20 photos in this report. So there's the pump. Then you go to the next one, diagram page. Diagram page is where you're going to put the whole picture of the pool or something really big you want to stand out. So let's just say we're going to take a picture of the pool. Now we want to start pointing where things are at. So we're going to take our arrow and we're going to say we found a leak at that drain. And we found a leak over here at that vacuum port. And there was a crack over here in the tile. And then we go to the text, put it right where we want to write. And you, let's see, what was that? The drain. So leak at drain. Then you come over here. That's the vacuum port. And we're going to say leak at vacuum port or vacuum opening, whatever you want to call it. And let's see, that was a crack. So we'll come over here and we'll hit right there. And we'll just say crack and tile. So, okay. And another good thing about this is, let's say there's a broken pipe right over here. So we want to mention that or show that right here in this area, there's a broken pipe. Over here. Area broken pipe. Reason why this is good, because just think of the homeowner or think of the contractor that's going to go over here and have to fix that pipe. They can get an idea of where that pipe is broken just by looking at the picture. They can get a reference of, okay, I got the opening, I have the vacuum port over here, it starts to curve. All right, that's the screened in porch. All right, I need to start digging right in this area, because it could be months before the homeowner decides that they want to have this fixed. So they have a reference of where it's at. So you can put a mark on the patio, put some tape down on the patio, and after a nice rain, it's gone, and they're not going to be able to figure out where they're going to have to dig. Also, customers love to see where the leaks were in their pool. Remember, once you hit done, it burns it in there. The only way to change it is you have to put the picture back in and restart. And let's say that you want to do another close up. So let's say, I don't know, we had some problems at the pump. So again, close up at the pump, and we want to talk about things that are happening at the pump. So over here, you can see we have the pressure test all set up because we're pressurizing the lines. And we can say, it was the vacuum right here. We could say this is the broken line. So that's the broken underground line. Done. So then we go to the next one. And then you have your disclaimers. Now, you're not going to want to do drop downs on all of them because it all pertains to what you did. If you did an inspection where you didn't do any patches or anything, you're not going to do the drop down that mentions about uh, epoxy patches. If you did a leak detection with epoxy patches, you're going to make sure that that drop down is down. So you have your liabilities. You're going to read through them and see which one pertains to what you're doing. And that's for inspections, leak detection, limited. So you just go through them, pick the ones that you want them to see, go to the next one. All right, this is where you can do your repairs. If you want to hide this section, you just click the arrow, it'll hide it. This will still be there. There's nothing you can do about it, but it'll hide it. So let's just say, let's make something up, broken pipe. Repair underground broken vacuum cleaner. Line. And let's just make up a price. I don't know. Let's just do $2,500. 2500.00. Just making it up. All right, and let's say that you also are going to hydro seal the drain. Hydro seal around pool drain. And you're going to charge, I don't know, I'm just going to make it up. I get a number in there. It'll automatically add it up. And let's just say you need some special instructions in there, such as, I don't know, we are unable to give an estimate for, I don't know, repairing the screen enclosure or whatever you want to do, repairing the, if you saw that had a rock formation, faux rock formation. You saw that it was damaged, it was cracked, but you can't do that repair, so you can just put that in it. Whatever you want, that's for you. You can leave it blank. Okay, mine's already pre-filled out with my name. You put the date. Now down at the bottom, you're going to see save report and you're going to see download as a PDF. Once you hit download as a PDF, it's going to download as a PDF and this report is going to erase. So you could download it and you can email it to your client and you could leave it in your files. So you can always go back to it and it saves as long as you keep the file. If, let's just say that you're not ready to send it and you're not ready to complete it, you save the report and you're going to be able to open it back up again. Or let's just say that you have an employee and you want to edit or proofread the report. You may have to make some changes to it. Don't let them download it. Have them save it, send it to you as a link. Then you could open it back up and then you can make your changes or your edits or proofread. Then you're going to hit download. And I want you to see this is a really big report. There's a lot of stuff in it. So it's going to take a little bit for it to download. So we're just going to wait. And I did not edit this video because I want you to see how long it took for me to explain it and do it. Without explaining, it's half the time to fill this report out. It's very fast, very efficient, has a lot of information in it, and clients, contractors are going to love it. There's your report. Let's save it. All right, it's going to go right to my download file, and let's name it something. I already did a couple of them already. Let's put pool inspection had fun file. How's that? All right, so now let's pull it up. So where is that going to be? That's going to be over here. Yeah, now let's go into my temporary file. Temporary. And let's just take a look. Pool inspection fun file. There we go. And there's your report. You got your logo, your company information in there, everything you filled out, your bullet points. There's the procedure on how we do our pool leaks, following straight down with the drop downs. You'll notice that the drop downs you did not use disappeared, so they're not in your report. Keep on going, keep on going. There is your pipe testing area. There's your notes for your pipe testing area. Here is all the little special pictures you put in. There is your big picture. We call it the diagram page where you made all your points and where everything's at. And here's your second one that you put in. You could put in 3 total. There's your disclaimers that you picked for them to read. And there is your estimate, some explanation, the name and date. And that is the report. So students, I want you to use it. I want you to play with it because I need your input to see how we can improve it. We're going to keep improving this as we go along. I already see some changes I'm going to make, but it is a great report. Your customers are going to love it. It's really easy to fill out. It's very easy to read. And I'm telling you, clients love this report. Just the reputation of you having a report like this will put you ahead of everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you check out our academy, see the things that we have to offer, and I hope to see you in the next video.